Working sucks.
Working is awful.
I hate it.
I know. I wish we could just talk about comics full time.
Pay us. God. Oh, man.
We work so hard.
We do. I read all this shit.
I know.
And I rip my hair out. I'm balder than Lex Luthor right now.
That's impossible. He's the baldest man alive.
I know. And he hates Superman, who has a beautiful head of hair.
Is that why he hates him?
No, sometimes Superman's the reason he lost his hair. Which is a good reason to hate someone.
Kryptonian radiation or something?
Sure, yeah. Or like an explosion. Like Superman causes his house to burn down.
That's awful.
I know.
Oh, we talked about that. That was
yeah.
When we saw
Superman Birthright.
Yeah. Afterbirth.
Afterbirth, yeah. Superman Afterbirth.
Oh, brother. Oh, well, welcome to the Off the Shelf podcast. My name is Josh.
I'm Vinny.
Today we're talking about more comics. What do you got today?
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, what's a story we haven't done? I wanted to do some Batman or some DC because we've been doing a lot of Marvel stuff, right? And I was thinking about doing a Superman book.
A Superman book?
Superman, because we've done Superman Birthright. We've done the death of Superman. We've done the best one, and we've done the death, right? What's next? Nothing. We're not going to do Superman today.
That's it. Never again.
Never again. No more.
We've covered all of Superman.
Yeah. We'll probably do the return of Superman and the reign of the Supermen.
Oh, the multiple Supermen.
Yes. The reign of the Supermen happens, and there's 4 people
who fall out of the sky.
Oh, yeah. They just fall. It's raining Supermen. And then, like, a few months later, Superman returns, and he's like, what the hell is all this shit? Right? So I decided
there's Supermen everywhere.
Oh,
it's like they're raining from the sky.
Exactly. There's a cyborg one. There's a clone. Ugh. No clones. No clones in this book we're going to do.
How do they deal with the clone? Okay, I'm not going to...
Well, it's a story for another day.
Yeah.
So I decided we're going to do a Batman book.
Perfect.
And I'm thinking, like... Man, what Batman book should we do? Because I feel like we haven't done Batman in forever. Like, we have some episodes, like The Court of Owls and The Cult, that were not filmed with the microphone, so I don't think we're ever going to put those out.
We might. Maybe not.
We could
Spotify,
re-record them.
But...
Yeah, we could re-record them eventually.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, what's a seminal Batman story, right? So I decided, like, we could have done a great one. We could have done a dark and scary one, or we could have did, like, a stupid one. So I chose, like, a stupid one.
Oh.
No, okay. It's not stupid. It's very important.
I mean, I see a dinosaur on the front
Oh,
there.
yeah. Batman does have a dinosaur in his Batcave.
He always does.
Oh,
not always. He usually does.
Usually. And a big penny.
Yeah, the good writers know.
Yeah. Do you know...
He's got to have 40 cars.
Yeah. Dinosaur and a penny.
Yeah.
And the Robin, maybe. So I decided we're going to do Batman Nightfall. And then I realized I can't just do Nightfall, because it's not just Nightfall. Right? And there's a bunch of books here. Don't be afraid.
I'm a little intimidated.
Yeah,
there's a lot of books.
It's a lot. I actually really like Nightfall. I think it's a good story until it... Okay, it goes off the rails immediately. But it's important to Batman. Do you know anything about Nightfall?
Just the title of this book?
Yeah.
No.
Or the story?
No.
Perfect.
Does it have anything to do with Fortnite? Batman and Fortnite?
No, it doesn't.
He does the gritty?
No. So, Josh, this is my favorite part of every show we do. Tell me every single thing you know about the character of Bane.
Oh, I know a lot about Bane.
Perfect.
So he's this big old guy. He takes drugs sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time. He's in maybe the worst Batman movie.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And he's also in Batman and Robin.
He is, yes. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh.
I wasn't making a joke.
Oh,
no, I love that movie. He's green, but
yeah,
he's good. No, yeah, he takes the venom.
Venom, yeah.
Venom, yeah. He takes the venom, he gets big and strong, and he breaks Batman's back.
perfect.
That's like everything, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much this whole book.
I think this is the first time I feel like I actually know.
You nailed it.
I know.
This is the quickest
I
episode
deserve,
ever.
like a medal.
That's awesome.
Or like a glass of chocolate.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Okay, that's it.
Yep, goodbye, everybody.
How many times are we going to make that joke?
Every time. So, here I have the collection of the 25th anniversary editions of Nightfall.
Okay.
These probably came out a few years ago, so it's probably more like 30 years.
What is it?
Nightfall.
Just like they touched it up?
Yeah, just
It's the
newer
same story.
Same
though?
story, just newer collections.
Okay.
So Batman Nightfall is in this period of Batman history where Jason Todd Robin is dead.
Thank God.
I know, right?
No, I don't know.
Joker murdered him in the desert with a crowbar, then blew him up after he tried to find his mother, who was giving illegal abortions, I think, in Iraq.
Yeah, we talked about that a little.
Yeah,
he got
and
drafted or something?
No. Joker becomes the UN ambassador of the yeah.
Look out, Joker. Biden's coming for you.
So that's before this.
Yeah.
Luckily, Batman moved on really quickly after the death of his second Robin, and he found another one. He found Tim Drake, who, in my opinion, is the best Robin.
What's like the mandatory mourning period for losing a sidekick?
In comic, like
a week.
A week. In like actual real life, about the next issue, because they were quick. They were like, "All right, we gotta find a new kid to put in jeopardy."
Yeah.
But one that will live and will give him pants. Right? Because Robin always wore the Speedo.
Yeah. The classic Robin look.
Classic Robin look.
Now, I don't know if Batman wanted to move on so quickly, but he sees a supple young boy that knows gymnastics. He just can't resist.
Yeah, man. He's like, man, I want to put that kid in a costume that looks like a Target. Can't wait for him to get shot up. Oh, speaking of here he is, Tim. Now, for me, Tim is my favorite Robin. I think he's the most capable. Besides Dick Grayson. Like, Dick Grayson is the most likely to become Batman. He's like the most well-adjusted DC character.
Well, he's got experience.
Yeah.
He's put in the time, the hours.
He's an acrobat, so all that stuff comes naturally to him. Tim, he didn't know how to fight. And he's not the best fighter, but he is the smartest Robin. Batman says that, like, you know, Batman's the world's greatest detective.
He's smarter than, what's the girl in his name?
Barbara Gordon?
Is she...
Batgirl?
No, has she ever become Robin?
No.
Who's the female Robin?
Oh, Carrie.
He's smarter than Carrie?
Oh, yeah. Carrie's not
Doesn't
like, super
Carrie
smart.
become the Oculus or whatever?
What?
Who becomes...
Oracle?
The Oracle, yeah.
That's Barbara Gordon, Batgirl.
Okay.
She is really
My
smart.
bad. Sorry for confusing the Batman
I know,
sidekicks.
you confuse two female characters with red hair who wear a costume.
Yeah,
I
who
know.
fight with Batman.
Who fight alongside Batman.
Yeah.
But Barbara got crippled by the Joker also.
That happens a lot.
I know, Joker really is just a
They
thorn.
really don't let anyone else damage the sidekick.
No. Except for Joker. So, we were talking about the death of Superman, right? That was also in the 90s. Superman died. And then DC was like, what else could we do to ruin everything? We'll have Green Lantern go insane and murder the Green Lantern Corps. Yeah. We'll cripple Batman. And, we'll just see what happens.
What about Flash?
Oh, he's been dead. He's been dead.
You can't ruin his life. He's dead.
Yeah, we got Wally West now.
Yeah.
We'll just bring back Barry. Just kidding. It was Reverse Flash the whole time. Yeah. So, Batman Nightfall begins... So, Bane, right? Bane is this character who you don't know his real name. He takes this drug called Venom. And he was born in a prison, Santa Prisca. Which is like a...
It's a big hole in the ground.
It's a big hole in the ground.
It is actually.
No, it's not. It's literally a...
Don't mess with my emotions like that.
It's literally just an island that's a prison.
Okay.
And
living island?
No. And Bane was just born in it.
Okay.
Because I was born in it.
I was molded by it.
Yeah. So Bane's father was like a criminal.
Yeah.
And then Bane had this son.
What kind of criminal?
Like a murderer. Like
a bad...
really bad... He wasn't like peddling like marijuana. He was like killing people. And so Bane, who is like his son, little boy Bane, was raised in the prison. probably eating rats. Just like
perfect.
Like if he was a Robin,
yeah,
he'd only be fed rats.
If Batman had access to him earlier on, he would have been Robin.
Oh yeah. So Bane shows up out of nowhere in this costume. He is extremely
Costume.
He looks
maybe
naked.
a little bit.
Yeah, here's a better look at his costume.
Yeah, he's got suspenders and a wrestling mask.
Yes,
yeah.
And he's being pumped with venom.
He looks like Hulk Hogan.
He is.
Doesn't Hulk Hogan wear the kind of overall looking?
Yeah,
the spandex.
He's pretty much Hulk Hogan,
but even hulkier.
Yeah. Oh, here's a
hulkier
better,
Hogan.
Here's a better look. Hulkier Hogan.
Oh, he's got a belt.
Yeah, he's got a belt and pants and stuff.
He won. He won wrestling. He got
the
belt.
He did. Bane is the ultimate champion at wrestling.
What do they call the belt?
The
champion
belt. Yeah.
Okay.
So Bane shows up in Gotham and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to break the Batman." Right?
Yeah.
That's how he sounds, I guess. And that's his goal. He's
Does
like,
he speak? Because he doesn't speak in Batman and Robin, right?
Here's the thing. You see Bane and he's big and a lot of muscles. You think he's like a dumb brute guy.
Yeah.
He's actually really intelligent. Like, he's a master strategist. And he's like the only villain to really defeat Batman in a way. Like, you could say, like, well, Joker, shut up.
Joker didn't cripple him.
Joker didn't break Batman over his knee.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he probably would if he could.
If he could, but he can't. Because he's a little bitch.
So he's like a mix, because Joker is definitely the brains, right?
Sure.
He's
like psychotic brains.
Yeah, but he fights Batman with brains instead of brawn.
Yeah.
Right? So he's got both then.
Yes.
He's got the brains and the brawn.
Bane is a double threat.
Got it, yeah.
Plus he's juiced up on steroids. Like comic book steroids.
That make you giant.
Yes.
Huge. So you think, you know how steroids make your balls shrink?
Sure, yeah. Bane has no balls.
They're gone.
They shriveled up.
Yeah.
So
Batman tries to kick him in the nuts and he's like, that doesn't hurt me now.
So Bane shows up in Gotham and he's like, oh, Batman. He's like the big thing around here. I'm going to defeat him. Bane also has a team, like a bunch of people with him. One is Bird, who's like a guy with a bird.
Okay.
He's like this guy with a hawk.
Oh, he doesn't just dress up like a bird?
No, he just like it's like, Hawk, go do that.
He's like trained the hawk, or he's got like special bird powers?
Maybe bird powers, but he's like trained it.
Okay.
There's this other guy, Zombie, who's like just ugly looking.
He's not an actual zombie. He's not dead.
He's just like this grotesque looking man.
That's so mean.
It is. Bane's a villain. Okay.
Well, Bane didn't name him.
Bane did not name him.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Bane just like picked a few random people
who
were
Bird.
This is him.
He's got a mullet.
It is the 90s.
Yeah.
Everyone has a mullet.
Does Bruce have a mullet?
No.
What?
No, he doesn't.
How did Bruce miss the mullet train?
I feel like there was a time when he did have a mullet. Nightwing had a mullet, though. Dick Grayson quits being Robin.
Actually, yeah.
Becomes Nightwing, immediately mullet.
He's like, I'm a hero now. I gotta have a mullet.
Yeah.
He wants to be like Superman.
Of course, everyone does.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I don't know if you've ever talked about it. Nightwing got the name Nightwing.
We've talked about it so many times.
Okay, because of Superman.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got the name from Superman, I got the mullet. Perfect.
Because of the old Kryptonian hero.
So Bane rolls up in Gotham and is like, oh, I'm going to defeat Batman. But first I'm going to study him. Right? So how do I study him? First, I'm going to...
Facebook? Maybe?
Yeah. Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm going to send out tweets.
Batman, yeah.
Batman, come meet me at Gotham Ice Cream.
Batman's posted Snapchat stories like, just took down the Joker.
So, Bane
Robin just died, don't hit me up. Only
it's just a black screen.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
So Bane decides to go down to Arkham Asylum and break out everybody from jail.
And he can just do that.
Well, no one's gonna stop him.
No, you're right.
He literally just walks in the door, beats up a couple people.
Of a man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And him and his team break out everybody: Joker, Scarecrow, Two-Face, Riddler. Everyone is out of Arkham. So Batman's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna be so busy. Thank God I got
again?
this." Yeah. He's like, "Thank God I got this 15-year-old sidekick who could help me." So most of this book is actually, like, this first book.
Can I say something really quick?
Of course.
I like that Batman has his own city.
Yeah.
Because if this was Marvel and it was like New York,
Just
and there
call
was
him Daredevil and Spider-Man
there's
and
so
the
many
Avengers.
heroes that can come in and help. But here it's just Batman's
Batman's
problem.
like, Captain America, go like take care of the Scarecrow. I'm gonna go kill Bane. It'll be done in like half of this.
If we divide up the work, we can get this done.
So all the villains are out of Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Serial killers, crazy assholes. And Batman's like, oh god. So each issue is like Batman and Robin trying to stop certain villains. The first issue in this collection is Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter usually kidnaps girls.
Right, that
look like Alice. Yeah.
Yeah, so they all get out of Arkham, but they don't team up?
Joker and Scarecrow do. Okay. Some of them do.
Okay. I was thinking, like, why would they just get out and like, okay, going back to my apartment.
Like,
gonna go kill Batman on my own.
Like, okay, so that's what Killer Croc does. Killer Croc leaves and he's like, I'm just gonna hang out in the sewers. But Joker and Scarecrow team up. And
is he like a villain in this? Does he fight that?
Oh yeah, Killer Croc is in this book.
Oh, okay.
He's
not just like living.
No,
he's not like, I'm just going to take a break.
He's a threat.
Back burners for a little while.
No.
Get my life in order. Update my resume.
Yeah. So, Joker and Scarecrow team up together, and I think they kidnap the mayor of Gotham. And
who's the mayor?
Just, I don't know.
Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
And they use the mayor to, like, make prank calls? It's really weird. It's dumb.
They use him to send out mass texts to everyone in Gotham.
Here's Killer Croc.
He looks cool.
Like the majority of the art in this book is done by Norm Brayfogle, who for me is like my favorite Batman artist.
Yeah.
Like you can look at the book.
Okay.
His art is so good. Like it's dynamic. His cape looks awesome. There's a monkey there.
There is a monkey. A chimp.
And even. I think his version of Killer Croc is my favorite. Yeah, there's all the villains.
That's funny.
Mad Hatter and Tweedledee and Tweedledum work together.
Of course they do. Yeah.
And of course,
do they not always?
Sometimes. And of course, Batman, like all these villains, they get beaten up and thrown back into Arkham. Like, they're more just for Batman to beat up, and Bane watches and studies Batman from the shadows. Right? And it's cool, because
he has such hairy shoulders.
Bane is the hairiest villain I've ever seen in my life.
Not on the cover.
Not on the cover, though.
Which is wild.
So, let's talk about Killer Croc.
Yeah.
What do you know about Killer Croc?
Oh, brother. I had such a good one. I did so good with Bane.
I know.
And now you're giving me this. He's a man who's a crocodile.
Yeah.
He's got, like, some crocodile powers, but can he breathe underwater?
Yeah. I mean...
He can just hold his breath for a while?
Yeah. So, Killer Croc is Waylon Jones. He's just a guy. But he has this horrible disease that makes his skin scaly. And he...
Oh, yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, and because of that, people, like, filed down his teeth and, made him really feel like a monster.
He wasn't originally a crocodile man. He was just a guy with weird skin.
Yeah, like, he was born with the weird skin, but not, like, as extreme as it grew to be.
I feel like... Oh, so it gets worse.
Yeah. Like, when he's in middle school, one of the bullies makes fun of him, and I think he eats him. Yeah.
So he... Okay.
He does eat people. So because he's been, like, reverted to that. He's like, people think I'm a monster, so I'm just gonna eat people. Like, I got the filed teeth.
Yeah, because that's the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going for a theme here, I guess.
Who filed his teeth?
I mean, like, mobsters or himself.
Oh, okay. So they saw a weird-looking kid walking down the street, minding his own business.
They just beat him up.
He's walking to middle school.
Yeah.
And they file his teeth down to make him a crocodile?
No, like, eventually later in his life.
Oh, okay.
Or I think he filed them down. I think it was him.
So he's just leaning all into the crocodile thing.
Yeah.
His tongue is really long.
Well...
He's got, like, almost frog-like qualities. Huh. So he's supposed to
just be... He's supposed to just be a guy, but it looks cooler if he's not. He's not, but he is.
Just a guy. Why does he have to be just a guy? Why can't he just be a crocodile?
Because it's more sympathetic.
I guess.
So, like I said, Killer Croc is hanging in the sewers. He was born that way.
Okay.
And when he was like a teenager or like a young kid in elementary school, a bully was picking on him and he murdered the kid.
Okay.
Like
that was the start of his.
Yeah.
He broke bad in that moment.
Oh yeah.
Real
Started
early
cooking
on.
meth.
Yeah.
So Killer Croc's hanging out in the sewers, and all of a sudden Bane shows up. And because Killer Croc at the time was like the biggest Batman villain, not like the most popular, but the most intimidating and strongest. And Bane is like, I'm gonna defeat you and show how epic and cool I am. So Bane just like kicks the shit out of Killer Croc. What are you looking at?
I was looking at. Is this Mothman?
That's Firefly.
Oh.
You know Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
He was gonna play Firefly.
That sounds so familiar.
They were gonna make a Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about this.
No.
They were gonna make a Batgirl movie with Brendan Fraser as Firefly, and it was a $90 million movie, and it was coming out, and they wrapped filming and they just canceled it.
Why?
Like just recently.
Really?
I don't know.
Sounds awesome.
I know. And this was like Brendan Fraser's like return to acting. He was so happy. Well,
Doom Patrol.
yeah, but like big budget movie.
Yeah.
You know. He was so excited, and then they just canceled it.
That's
like
crazy.
He celebrated his birthday on set.
Really?
Yeah, like
That's man. Okay,
it breaks my heart.
Brendan Fraser. Everything that I hear about his career just makes me feel so sad for him.
I love Brendan
But
Fraser.
he's a good actor. I
is.
like him.
That's Firefly. He sets things on fire.
So he's kind of like the Killer Moth.
Yeah,
Mothman.
sometimes they'll team up.
Okay.
Not in this though.
But he's just got a fire gun?
Yeah, he shoots fire. He's a pyromaniac. He just likes to watch things burn.
But he doesn't actually have weight. It's like a suit. It's like an Iron Man suit.
He's not super.
Is the Mothman in this?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Huh.
You get Poison Ivy right there.
Poison Ivy. We got everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's Riddler.
Yeah.
The ventriloquist and Scarface show up, I think, sometime in this book. Do you know who they are?
No. I like when Joker's got the long face.
Chin, yeah.
Yeah, he looks extra creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Extra clownish.
Oh, yeah. Here's Bane without the mask.
So where were we?
So Batman and Robin are teaming up to just stop all the villains.
They're teaming up as if they were.
As if they never team up.
As if they ever left the house without each other.
Yeah, it's just a daily thing. Every night, like Batman is being pushed, like he's exerting himself.
Yeah.
You know, more than usual.
Overclocking.
Exactly. Not getting paid for those extra hours.
He's working overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Norm Brave. I love Batman with stubble, and I feel like I only see Norm Brayvogel draw him like that. At least back then. It's such a, I don't know. I love everything about his art.
It looks like he's been awake for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think here's Scarface the puppet and the ventriloquist. So he's a mobster.
Yeah.
The ventriloquist is this guy named Wessler? Something Wessler.
Something Wessler?
I forget his first name.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
You expect to produce a podcast about comic books, but you can't even remember a character.
Or Wesker. His name's Wesker.
Wesker, okay.
So, he's like this fucking deranged guy who has this puppet of Scarface of a little mobster, and he puppets it and gives it a voice, and he has his own gang, and he's like
a gang of puppets?
No, a gang of people.
Okay.
That are like, yes, Mr. Scarface, we'll follow you, but like it's weird because it's the ventriloquist. They should be following him. But even the ventriloquist is like, no, Scarface is like a real thing. Like, he's a guy. Like, I'm just his bitch.
So it's like a split personality thing?
Yeah.
Or is Scarface genuinely its own thing?
I think it's split personality to the point where, like, when he doesn't have the puppet for a long time, he starts freaking out. And here you see him with a sock on his hand. Like, he's codependent, so he needs something.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's
Socko.
Socko?
Yeah. I'm pretty
Sock
sure.
face?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure eventually the Scarface is like, oh, so you're using a sock now. It's so bizarre.
They have such an interesting relationship.
It is so weird. But it's, Batman villains are all so weird. You need something interesting. Very wacky.
So Bane is just, how is he watching him do all this? He's
like from above.
I saw him looking at a
shadows.
TV.
Yeah. Like, he's watching everywhere.
cameras?
Sure.
It's like a hidden camera show for him.
Yeah, it's like the rehearsal.
Yeah, we were just watching this show. It's on HBO. It's called The Rehearsal. I'd already watched it, but I just introduced Vinny to it. And,
so weird.
It's weird, but
I really like it, though.
It's good. You guys should watch it if you have the opportunity to.
But so, at the end, Batman defeats all the villains, throws them back in Arkham.
All of them?
Like most of them.
How long did it take him?
Like months.
Okay.
And Batman, he's like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna go home and go to bed.
Yeah, right.
He gets home. He puts his
his 90s on, his jammies.
Yeah. He puts a robe over the bat suit. And he's like, all right, good night, Alfred. And then Bane shows up in his house.
That's like Lego Batman.
Yeah.
The Lego Batman movie.
It's straight up like that.
That's hilarious.
But he's literally wearing the costume under the robe.
That's amazing.
And Bane is like, Batman! Like, I'm here!
He sounds like a Muppet.
Yeah. He's like, Batman, it is time for me to break you.
Waka waka.
Yeah. And Batman's like, oh God, Bane! So they fight. And look at how hairy Bane is.
He is so hairy. He should shave his shoulders.
Oh yeah. Luckily, Batman has enough time to put on the rest of his costume, like just his mask and cape.
He had everything else on already.
And they get into a huge fight, like in Wayne Manor, in the Batcave, and Batman is just getting the shit kicked out of him, which. It's kind of a cheap way to do it, Bane. If you really wanted to show how epic you were, you would have taken him on, like, immediately.
You would have done it, like, he's gotten a full night of rest.
Yeah.
He's gotten his coffee.
Bane should have made him breakfast.
He should have, like a hearty breakfast of ham and eggs.
Like a lumberjack slam from Denny's.
Exactly.
And then Bane does the classic break over the knee.
What was the first time that Bane did that?
Right here.
This is
it.
Oh, okay.
Like, Bane immediately... This is, like, the first story with Bane. Like, I think there was a little mini-series with him first. But he just shows up and then immediately destroys Batman.
Well, he cheated.
Well, yeah.
No,
he's a cheater, bro.
Strategy.
Oh, yeah. And what ensues after this is... I imagine...
just a whole book of Batman going through physical therapy.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
So there's like
shut it up.
There's a few stories that go on.
Okay.
So Bane breaks his back and then throws him off like the tallest building in Gotham. Right. So Batman he's out of it. He's done. Right. I should also mention that there's a character named Jean Paul Valley, who is a DC character named Azrael.
Okay.
And Azrael's like a ninja.
Like the angel?
Sure. Yeah, he's a very biblical type character, I guess. But he's more of like a ninja assassin type that works for the Church of Saint Dumas.
Okay.
He's like the assassin for them.
Sure. The angel of death.
Pretty much, yeah.
Azrael.
Yeah, Azrael. Exactly.
Was that his birth name? Or did they give that like a nickname to him?
That's just a nickname.
Because he does their...
Yeah. He does
so this is a bad church.
Oh yeah, they're evil. They're criminals.
I mean...
and like his father was Azrael, and then he died, and then passed it down to him.
Okay, so it's a generational thing.
Yes. And eventually Azrael met Batman a few times, and they fought, but then kind of became chums, kind of, even though Azrael will kill people, and Batman's like, I don't like
But
that.
he's more like a gun for hire. I don't know what he uses to kill people.
Sword.
He's a sword for
hire. He uses an
then.
epic sword.
But he's a mercenary. He's
much.
not, like, committed to one side, necessarily.
Usually the
or
Church
just the
of Saint Dumas,
yeah.
but he'll help Batman.
Okay.
Like, over the years, he'll become good. And so Bane, after crippling Batman, is like, all right, Gotham's mine.
He's got no one else to worry about.
No, except for Robin. And Robin's like, what am I going to do? And Alfred's like, I don't know.
Yeah, what?
You're the hero. Go figure it out. I'm going to go...
Alfred.
I'm going to go... Alfred literally is like, I'm going to take Batman. And we're going to travel the world. And hope to find medicine and ways to heal his back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's one story. Batman and Alfred go wherever they go. to heal Batman. And you see it. You see Batman and Alfred meet new weird characters, doctors and shit that help them. He doesn't go into a pit.
I was about to say, I like that so much more than
going into a pit.
His back instantly being remedied by hanging from the ceiling.
Like, it takes a while for him to get healed.
I mean, a broken back is serious. Yeah. Like, if it was bad enough, he may never walk again.
Yeah. And so
Batman and Alfred, they travel the world, right?
Yeah.
They go to, like, India, and
they go everywhere, yeah.
He learns magic.
Oh, of course. Alfred's a sorcerer now.
Alfred is Sorcerer Supreme.
They joined the Church of St. Dumas.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Scarecrow is such a cool villain.
He looks great in this.
He's such a cool-looking villain,
All
and
the
I wish they'd do something with him.
He's so lanky. He looks like an actual Scarecrow.
He does.
I love it.
Jonathan Crane is his name, and he is such a creepy fella.
So he doesn't have, like, gas in this?
No, he does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He makes you see your worst fears.
Got it, yeah.
I just want to say, so right here, Detective Comics number 665, it looks like Batman's murdering this guy with a piece of wood with some nails.
Yeah, he looks happy about it.
I know. So that was
like Joker.
When I first got into comics, I have this issue, and that
really?
was like the first issue I got when I was younger. Because like my aunt came over and was like, "Here's some comics, look through them," and I was like, "Okay, I'll take them all." And the first one I gravitated towards was this one, and I was like, why is Batman killing this guy? Why does Robin look like a 50-year-old man? What's going on? And you're a kid.
It's a very bizarre cover.
Yeah, you're just a kid. You're just looking through it. You're like, wow, that's so crazy.
Does that reflect the story of this issue?
What?
The cover.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
So, now I mention Jean-Paul Valley because he's a very important character.
Jean-Paul Van Damme.
Jean-Paul Van Damme.
Yeah.
Azrael. And because, Alfred and Bruce are off getting better. And Tim is alone in Gotham and is like, what am I going to do? I'm 15. I got to worry about like homework. And I got to fight like the Scarecrow. What am I going to do? I need help. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to call like Nightwing. Because he knows what to do.
Oh, he's in action.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's just in the next town over.
Exactly.
Okay.
And he has his mullet and Nightwing's like, I'm busy.
Does Nightwing have his own comics going at this point?
Either not yet or very soon.
Okay.
That's the same thing.
Are they trying to reintroduce him?
Yeah, like
he's
like the leader of the Teen Titans at this time. And
as Nightwing?
As Nightwing.
Oh, okay.
Originally as Robin, but then grew up and became Nightwing. And we'll cover that story one day when he becomes Nightwing, but
they're the early 20s Titans.
Yeah, bro, they are not Teen Titans anymore. Because, like, Kid Flash is, like, 20.
Yeah.
Raven. Anyway.
Does it make you happy that he got to grow up?
Yes, it does.
I know it does.
It makes me so happy. He's the only one. Because even, like, Tim Drake is still 16 or whatever in comics. So, because there's no Batman, and Nightwing's busy being too cool for this book, Nightwing does show up eventually, but Tim is like, I need help. So, I'm pretty sure Bruce, before they leave, Bruce is like, Robin, I know you need help. And I'm clearly not capable right now. And I'm not going to send Alfred in a costume with you. Even though
he's done it before.
He could kick Bane's ass. Yeah. But I need him with me at my side. So I'm going to call in Jean-Paul Valley as Rio.
In this run, is Alfred like a war surgeon?
Oh, yeah. Alfred is everything at all times. He's an actor. He's a surgeon.
I didn't know if he was
veteran.
all the time or if there was some runs where he wasn't.
So they call in Jean-Paul Valley. And Batman's like, Jean, I guess you're the new Batman for a little bit. Just until I'm better.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so Jean is like, all right, I'm usually Azrael, but now I'm in a cool costume, so people will like me, I guess. And so you get to see Robin and this new Batman work together, and immediately Robin's like, I don't like this guy. Because this cover of Batman murdering the guy with that's not Bruce, that's Jean.
See, that makes sense now.
Because I remember when I was a kid looking through it, I was like, why is Bruce Wayne blonde?
Right.
What is this?
Yeah, it's very strange. So does it just kind of dump you, like if this was your first issue of any Batman you were reading, does it just dump you in, or does it give you any context to what's going on?
it gives you very little context. So imagine, like, I will grab the issue for you of it, like, later. But so this is the first issue that I remember reading. Right, first page. Okay, Batman and Robin in the middle of a fight.
I just noticed on the cover the ears on the Batsuit
are super long.
That's weird. Oh, that's weird. That's
yeah.
I like it. It's cool.
I think that's Kelly Jones'
is that
art.
Just like to show that it's not Bruce or what?
That's just his art.
Oh, okay.
They're not like that in the actual story.
The cover.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
cool.
He
does like interiors also, but I'm not. He might have did some for Nightfall, but I know the main artists were like Norm Brayfogle and Alan Grant. No, he's a writer. I don't know. They're different artists. Jim Aparo is a big one.
So you jump in and they're fighting.
And I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know, Batman and Robin. And I'm like, why is Batman being so mean? Like, I know he's Batman, but he's like killing these guys. And Robin's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, calm down. And, you know, now as an adult reading, I'm like,
that's kind of queer.
yeah. Like Frank Miller wrote this. And it's really weird seeing, like, Tim with this new Batman and then Bruce and Alfred off somewhere else. Because I remember being a kid looking through it, like, why is Bruce in a wheelchair? What's going on? I feel like I've missed, like, 20 issues.
You have. You feel correctly.
And so as the story goes on, Jean starts making modifications to the Batsuit. He makes these claws.
Like Wolverine?
Like, no, they're more like razor, like
I see.
Razor claws.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Tim is like, what is that? What are you going to do with that?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, you gonna murder some people with those?
Yeah, you got some blades on your hands there.
And Jean's like, well, yeah, I'm going to go kill Bane.
Isn't that the plan?
Yeah. So Jean goes to kill Bane.
Does he?
I mean, no. But he does defeat him.
He breaks Jean's back.
That'd be so cool. No. Jean does defeat Bane. And here is Nightwing. Mullet and everything. Nightwing does show up, and Tim is like, I don't think I like Jean. Can you be Batman instead? And now he's like, I got shit to do, bro. I'm leading the Teen Titans. I got my own solo series coming out. Get off my dick, bro.
He says that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word for word, verbatim.
He's like, oh, by the way, did you have to eat rats?
Yes. Dick's like, my tummy is full of rats, bro. I'm not being Batman. If that was my diet, I don't even want to know his. So then finally, I think Robin returns to the cave and he finds a bunch of like schematics and blueprints for a new Batsuit that Jean made. And of course it's the 90s, remember. Spawn is big, right?
It's got guns. And
so this is the new Batsuit.
That looks awesome.
It is so cool. Like, looking at it now, I'm like, that's ridiculous. There's no need for that.
No,
but it's so cool.
It is cool.
You know? Like,
he looks like a Transformer.
He does. He looks epic. He looks
got, like,
so cool.
Full body armor.
Oh, yeah. And the next issues are, like, Jean killing Bane. Not really, but, like, beating up Bane. Gordon being like, Batman's really going off the deep end. And then when Gordon shines the light in this guy, and then Jean shows up, Gordon's like, are you alright, Batman? And Jean's like, yeah, I'm fine. He's wearing a mask, so you can't see.
I have a cold.
Yeah. Yeah, here's more like
the concept art
for the suit.
It's pretty cool.
It's is like pretty cool.
Iron Bat.
It is.
This, I don't know what it is, but just what you've told me about that book specifically, it feels very Daredevil.
Yeah.
You get that too? I don't know why.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
I think so. Maybe. Brutal. It's a very brutal book.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe the art style.
Yeah, it's that too.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman and Daredevil always kind of have similar vibes to them, but it's cool. I like it.
It is.
You said this was a bad.
It's really not. Like, looking back on it,
it's a little silly.
It's very silly, especially the further you go in it. But when it starts, I think it's a solid run. You know, I think it's very good. I'm willing to say that it's a really fun, really good run. And so you get like so many stories. After Nightfall, you get Night Quest, which is all about Jean Paul being the new Batman.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so I was curious about the spines on the covers.
Yeah.
Because some of them lined up and made the bat symbol, but some of them don't, and it's
they
just
all
one
make
and two.
their own bat symbol.
I get it, yeah.
So there's like 3 volumes of Nightfall.
But there's only one Night's End, so it's just the hat.
Or it's Night's End, but then there's like some other books that go with it, like Troika and Prodigal Son.
So when you put them up on the shelf...
When you put them all together, you get 9 volumes of this series.
Okay.
Which is so many.
Do you have them all?
No.
Oh, these are just like the important ones? Or?
Yeah, I have all of Nightfall, all of Night Quest, and Night's End, but I'm missing Prodigal Son because that's the most expensive one.
Is it Night's End or Night's End?
I think it's Night's End.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that until just now, that it's not Night's End.
So you get a bunch of, like, these whole 2 volumes here are just Jean Paul Valley being a horrible Batman and, like, murdering people and descending into madness, being taunted by the Church of Saint Dumas.
Does Bruce even know?
No, I don't think so. I think Robin will call him and be like, "Can you please come back soon?" And Bruce is like, I'm meditating. Meanwhile, he's at the Bahamas, like, dancing with girls and stuff. You get to see, like... Oh, I think you actually get a little bit of Robin's solo run in this. Yeah, because it ties into Nightfall. So Tim Drake Robin was the first... You can actually look through these if you want. Tim Drake Robin was the first Robin, the third Robin, to get his own solo series. And at first he got, like... What?
I was just looking at his suit on the front.
Yeah, it's an epic suit.
I was looking at the belt on his thigh.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think he keeps in there?
Fucking nothing. It's just for show. Everyone in the night. Look at the X-Men at this time.
Oh,
look at Cable.
So many belts and sashes.
You know Rogue?
A little bit, yeah.
Rogue's costume was this skin-tight suit with a leather jacket and a belt. There was no need for that belt. There was nothing to hold up.
What are you holding up?
Literally nothing.
It's just to separate the top from the bottom.
So
I dig the what's his name?
The art. Oh,
Gene.
Yeah.
I really dig Gene's suit.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
It is cool. So Tim Drake Robin was the first Robin to get his own solo run, and he got like issue 1 to 5, where you get to see. I think he was the first Robin to actually go away and train like Batman. He trained with ninjas and stuff.
And he's got a Robin car?
He's got a Robin mobile.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That's it.
So we got like Robin.
It looks like what people from the 80s would like draw a car from the 2000s to look like.
Oh yeah, very futuristic for the time.
It's like a DeLorean.
Mm-hmm. So Robin had like...
Except that was a real car.
That was a real car.
Stupid.
So Tim Drake had like Robin issue 1 to 5, and then they did Robin 2 issue 1 to like 4 or 5.
Who's the guy with the white mask that he's fighting here? That Robin fights.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember.
He's like a mechanic or something.
Yeah.
It's not zombie, is it?
No. They introduced a bunch of new villains for Robin and Jean Paul to fight. Because they're like, well, if he fights Two-Face, he's going to murder him. And we don't want that.
Right.
So they introduce... I think they make a villain, the Tally Man.
And he tallies me banana.
Oh, yeah. Joker does show up. Joker, I think... Oh, my God. So Joker plans on making a movie. A Hollywood movie. About the death of Batman.
Okay.
And
he has the means to do that?
Well, he rolls up to a film studio, threatens them, and kidnaps Jean Paul to make the movie. It's so absurd, and I think it's definitely my favorite little chapter of Jean Paul.
That's what happened to the production of the Firebird thing.
Oh, Firefly?
Firefly,
yeah. The Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
Joker took over.
Joker came in, he rolled up in his... What does he drive? A Rolls Royce or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a very interesting time seeing Jean Paul just adapt to being Batman and become just a menace to everyone. Where Gordon is like, I don't like this guy anymore. I know it's not the right Batman, because normal Batman wouldn't do this.
And does he ever go to Robin? Be like, hey, what's
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going on with Batman?
Yeah, and Robin's like, oh,
I guess he doesn't really know.
yeah.
Like-
and Robin doesn't want to be like, yeah, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, right.
Who coincidentally is not in the spotlight right now. Don't worry about that.
I mean, he's not usually, is he?
Oh, yeah. Bruce Wayne, he's like swinging.
Thought he kind of kept to himself
Nah.
in some of it.
Yeah.
Maybe like earlier on he does, but
Yeah. Earlier on, he's all to himself, but then it's like swinging hot bachelor Bruce Wayne. What are you looking?
I'm
That's
looking at this big fire
Church
knight.
of Saint Dumas. I think that's like his dad or something coming to him in a vision. It might not be his dad. It might just be like a previous Azrael who's like, "You're a failure, Jean Paul."
So when Azrael goes out
yeah,
and fights whoever they want him to fight, does he wear like this crusade armor?
yeah,
That's epic.
yeah.
Because in my head I was just picturing like a guy with a sword.
Oh no!
I didn't know he had.
I'll
like,
show you a
awesome
picture of
armor.
what Azrael looks like later.
Okay.
He's a dope looking character.
And he's big too.
He's a
like,
big dude.
Is he stronger than Batman?
I mean, currently, yeah.
I mean, Robin's stronger than Batman
Yeah.
right now.
But so eventually,
So,
yeah,
so who's this robot guy? Who's this future robot man?
that's a robot guy that Jean Paul's fighting.
Yeah, but who is he?
He's a robot. I don't think he's a robot. He's probably a guy. I don't remember.
He is a guy. I see his face.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've refreshed myself on this series, especially Knight's Quest. I usually just reread Nightfall.
Holy cow! He hangs him from
Yeah.
the meat locker.
Yeah,
That's
Jean
crazy.
Paul. It's really amazing
He's
how
so-
you see his like psyche. Like he starts off in the book and he's like relatively all right, and the more he's Batman and the more he's fighting all these guys, he becomes so unhinged to the point where like Robin and Nightwing step in and they're like, okay, we really need to fix this. But
So
he even kicks Robin out. He's like, Robin, I don't need you. You're not allowed in the Batcave.
I mean, why would he?
Well, yeah, he really doesn't. But he locks the Batcave. And I think Wayne Manor, so Robin's just homeless. Because, well, Robin actually lives with his dad. Tim Drake's like the only Robin to have a father who's alive.
Right. Yeah.
Tim Drake also, I believe his dad is also wealthy. But his dad might be paralyzed or might have some disability.
Well, now both of his dads will.
I know. And I think that's why... So Robin's like 15 in this, but he could drive the car. I think because his dad is paralyzed or something, he has a license where he could drive a little earlier.
Yeah.
So Bruce is like, we're responsible. You have that license, you get the Robin Mobile.
You can drive 100 miles an hour down the highway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Your little red car.
Oh, yeah. You get to see more of Batman training to, heal, get better.
So Bane was defeated.
Yeah, Bane's not in this anymore. So Bane's done.
So Bruce isn't gonna get like that reconciliation.
No.
He's not gonna get his revenge.
That's like my one issue with this. Bruce does not fight Bane, but he does fight Azrael Batman. Because now he's the big villain.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that would happen, but it feels a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough for me that he was beaten so easily
I
by
know.
Bane, and then Bane gets beaten so easily by.
Don't worry.
Azrael.
Bane will always show up again. Batman will always kick. Not to the, I guess, success of this.
Right, he doesn't break his back every time.
No.
He'd have no more backs to break.
Exactly. So you see here Bruce training in like this ninja bat suit.
Where'd his arms go?
Oh, that's the guy who's training him. He doesn't need arms to fight.
It looks like maybe he does.
Yeah, because Batman beats the shit out of him. But it's cool to see like Batman's ready to return to Gotham.
This is like Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's
al Ghul.
Yeah.
I'll never get it right.
Nah. You get to see Batman chop some wood.
But it's not him.
Oh no, it's not him.
not.
Ra's has arms.
No, I know that, but it's not like his dojo or whatever.
No.
His compound.
No. Bruce eventually does return. And
Wait, the Batman Returns?
Batman Returns. Also, Catwoman's here. Catwoman had her own solo book.
I saw her get beat up in the last one.
Yeah, this is my
Azrael.
favorite costume for Catwoman. The purple.
Just like the flat purple.
Yeah. I love it.
It's pretty cool.
I think, man, there's something about it.
It's a lot more like Batman's suit, I feel like, if that makes sense.
And finally, Bruce Wayne does return in his classic suit. And thank God.
I like that he's got the blue and the yellow.
Me too. This is my favorite Batman costume. I think the yellow really makes it pop.
Yeah.
And so Robin is like, oh, thank God. Thank God Batman's back. And you get to see Batman verse this new Batman, Azrael. Azrael changes his suit. So instead of blue, it's red. And I don't think I like it as much, red.
Yeah, it doesn't.
He does have a
quite the
cool,
same
like, flaming
impact
sword thing from his gauntlet.
Is that like he's evil? He's got to be red.
Yeah. He just kind of looks like a walking fire truck.
Yeah.
It's not as cool. The blue is definitely better.
He looks like a transformer for real now.
He does. I love this. I love this image because it's kind of like when Bane first showed up in Wayne Manor. Because Bane is like, Batman. In like the first volume.
He pointed?
He did.
Huh.
It's like literally the same image.
That's cool. Parallels.
Exactly. And Batman and Azrael will get into this huge fight. And it's, honestly, Azrael's like kicking his ass. But of course it's a Batman book. And they want to start writing books about Bruce Wayne being Batman again. So Azrael is defeated. And
how does he do it?
He just beats the shit out of him.
Really? But he's got all that armor.
I know. He beats him up, like breaking the armor.
Huh.
Yeah.
So he's gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah. And of course, Jean-Paul Valley's like going insane, so he's not all there.
Right, yeah. So is that stuff that he's, like, the visions he's having, is that real, or is he just...
I mean, it is real, yeah. To him.
It's Israel?
Israel.
It's Azrael?
Yeah. And so, yeah, after that, Bruce Wayne is back. Azrael is gone. He will get his own book.
Is it good?
It's all right.
Okay.
The art's good.
I mean, I can't imagine it's like a Batman book, right?
No, Batman's not in. I mean, Batman shows up for a little bit, but it is Azrael's.
But he's
main
just doing
story.
his own thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mostly fighting ninjas and trolls. You would like that one.
Trolls, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very mystical.
It sounds like it. He's like a knight.
He is.
That's cool.
It is like knights and stuff. It's very cool.
It's like D&D.
Oh, yeah.
Ninjas and trolls.
Yeah. So after
cool.
Bruce Wayne returns as Batman, he immediately is like, alright, I just returned to kick Jean's ass. But I'm still, like, kind of messed up. So I can't, like, be Batman still. And Robin's like, well, what the fuck? So Bruce is like, hey, Nightwing, I really need you to be Batman. And Nightwing's like, alright. So you get to see Nightwing be Batman for the first time. Eventually, later in comics, he will become Batman again. But, yeah. It was fun
like
and cool.
The permanent Batman, right? Eventually?
For a little bit, yeah. Bruce dies because Grant Morrison
Right.
murders him. And then Batman's son Damian gets introduced. And there's a new Batman and Robin. And they fight Professor Pig. And others.
Wait, but it's Batman's son. I mean, it's Bruce's son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bruce's son with...
Professor Pig.
Yeah. Bruce's son with Talia al Ghul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But that's...
I feel like we haven't seen Ra's al Ghul.
No, you
Ra's
know...
al Ghul?
Neil Adams, who is an artist at DC for a long time, just passed away a few months ago, and he helped draw the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. And I was going to do it. Like, we were going to do it on the show. But I didn't. It was, like, months ago.
Hmm.
But, like, we will still do it eventually. I have it over there. I got to reread it. But Ra's al Ghul's a cool villain. He's, like, an international terrorist.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was just like a guy that
I
trained
mean, he's
ninjas.
like a ninja, but he's also like a terrorist.
I guess you can be two things.
Like, Ra's al Ghul is immortal. So he's like, I want to preserve the old world. And they're like building factories. He's like an eco-terrorist.
That's okay.
But with ninjas and stuff, so it's cool.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, I love Ra's al Ghul.
I can get behind it.
I think he's one of the best Batman villains. And you get some fun, like, James Bond Batman stuff. It's cool.
In what kind of way?
You know, you
He's
get
just Bruce?
Sure. Cause like,
Getting a martini.
oh yeah, banging Talia stuff.
Yeah.
It's like kind of fucked up actually. Talia drugs Bruce, and then like has sex with him while he's drugged up.
Rape?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And then a kid. You know.
A kid pops out.
Yeah, a few months. Well, 9. Hopefully.
A few, yeah.
And then
3.
And then the next day.
He's got bat genes. He came out early.
But that's pretty much all of Nightfall. Very, very crazy series.
What would you give this series?
You know what? I'll give Nightfall. I'm gonna divvy them up. I'll
Okay.
give Nightfall a solid 8
For 1 and 2.
for 1 and 2.
Okay.
I'll give Night Quest
I'm sorry, a what?
an 8.
What is that?
Kate
What is-
8.
Oh, a K8.
A Kate 8 out of Ben 10.
Oh, yeah, that's a good score.
I'll give Batman Night Quest. I'll give that a Devon 7.
Why is that?
You
You didn't like it
I don't know
as much?
I
Is that
definitely
because Bruce isn't in it as much?
Yeah, like Gene Paul is an interesting character to follow because he's off his shit like all the time.
But he's not Batman.
He's not Batman.
Yeah, I get that.
Also, the lack of like Joker and other Batman villains.
He was in it.
He is, but like not as many. Like I'd like to see Gene Paul verse like the ventriloquist or like you get Clayface, you get Joker.
Clayface is in it?
He is.
I didn't even
Clayface.
see him.
Yeah, Clayface looked very different back then. He wasn't like a big like clay man. He was like a guy in a suit with like a dome helmet. I'll try to find it.
Oh.
It was really weird.
I think I saw him in there.
Yeah. He was like a guy with an ugly face and a cape, and he had like a glass jar on his head.
Almost like...
Mr. Freeze.
Oh, I was going to say Mysterio.
Kind of, but like you could see his ugly face.
Yeah. He wanted you to see.
Oh, yeah.
But he could still like shapeshift and whatnot?
Debatable.
Oh, really?
There's like 3 clay faces, by the way. There's a woman. There's Basil Carlo. There's Matt Hagen.
What's the woman's name?
I don't remember.
What an asshole.
I know. She was like, I don't know. They didn't really do much with her. There's a story called The Mud Pack.
Are they all like they all have different kind of clay powers?
Yes.
But it's all like from the special face cream or whatever?
No.
No. What? Okay.
I don't think any of them involve a face cream.
Oh, so that's just the show.
Yeah.
I
Which
like
does it
that.
the best.
I like it.
Yeah, the show is the best depiction of literally all the Batman villains.
Huh.
We'll talk about Clayface one day. There's a story called The Mud Pack where all the Clayfaces come together and team up. It's absurd.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to now.
Norm Brayfogle draws it, so I'm gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
Norm Brayfogle did so many great Batman stories. He drew this one, Snow and Ice, which is the death of the Penguin, where the Penguin fakes his own death.
Why?
Because he's a villain. And then he has a
Just trying to
funeral.
clear his name, or
No, he has a scheme. He's concocted a scheme.
okay.
So Penguin fakes his own death, has a funeral where Batman and Gordon show up. And like criminals and people.
Why would they show up?
Cause
To make sure he's dead?
Yes. And I think Penguin asked them. And at the end of the funeral, the
How did
priest.
he ask he's dead?
Well, before he died,
On
he was
his
like,
deathbed,
yeah.
he was like,
I want everyone.
you better invite Batman.
Penguin played by Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
At the end, the priest is like,
I was thinking Danny DeVito.
the priest is like, Mr. Cobblepot left, like a
video message.
No, he was like, he wanted you all to do something for him, like to send him off. He wanted you all to squawk like birds.
That's awesome. Did they?
No.
Wait, what?
Batman doesn't.
Well, okay, but does everyone else?
No, they all leave.
Not even
the
like
only
Joker?
one. No, I don't know if Joker was there actually.
Oh.
The only one that does it is the priest.
Oh.
It's sad, but Penguin's not dead. His scheme is to like.
His whole scheme was to get them to squawk like birds, and
Yeah.
he failed.
It was to like donate money to the penguin exhibit at a zoo, but it was like a money laundering scheme or something.
That doesn't sound that bad.
And it has to do with, like, he wants to steal, like, diamonds, because, like, ice, and cocaine, snow. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it.
So Batman could fix that issue.
Yeah, he does, by punching Penguin in the face.
No, but he could be like, Bruce Wayne has just donated $1 million to the Penguin exhibit.
Yeah, but
and Penguin would be like, cool.
Yeah,
I'm good. That's all I want.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne could fix all the problems.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about more Norm Brayfogle art. And Alan Grant is the writer on a lot of that stuff. They were a great team. They did Detective Comics for a while.
Very cool.
Alan Grant also just passed away.
Comics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan Grant also just passed away, like, the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very sad.
I didn't know.
And Norm Brayfogle died, like, many years ago. All the greats are gone.
I know, that's wild.
Now all we got is Dan Slott.
Man. Grant Morrison.
Yeah, I like Grant Morrison. But we'll definitely talk about more Batman during this era. We have to talk about Tim Drake's Robin run, because it's really great. There's a story called Joker's Wild, which is the first time Joker's appeared since he murdered Jason Todd.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because Joker died
Before
at the
this,
end.
then?
Yeah, before this.
Oh, okay. So what did he just left for a while?
Oh no, Batman murdered him in a helicopter.
But not really?
But not really.
Oh, okay.
Batman and Joker were, like, crashing in a helicopter, and Batman was, like, ready to jump out, and Joker was like, please take me with you, and Batman was like, no. And then just jumped out, and Joker crashed and died. And then, a few years later, they were like, never mind, we don't want Batman to kill people.
Oh, wait. The Joker's our biggest villain.
Yeah, we gotta bring him back.
Yeah.
So let's bring him back in a Robin book. Yeah.
Is he not... I thought Jason Todd became Joker.
No.
Does that ever happen?
Never.
None of the Robins ever become Joker?
Tim Drake does.
Oh, I thought it was Jason.
No, in a cartoon.
That's right. Yes, we've talked about
Yeah,
that.
Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker.
That's right.
It's a pretty epic cartoon. It's a good one. One of my favorites.
What would you give it?
Oh,
Kevin
Levin. If I could give it anything
A Gertie 30?
A Gertie 30.
We got higher, baby.
I know. Morty 40?
Morty 40. What's 50?
I don't know.
Oh, man. We're like...
Thrifty 50.
I was thinking that, but that's not a name.
I know. Oh, man. We're getting too old for this.
Yeah. How many? We've made so many episodes.
I know. It's been a while since we filmed.
I know. Recorded.
I know. Yeah, recorded. Not filmed. We gotta edit.
I gotta edit all of these.
I
If
know.
you're hearing this, it probably came out like a month after.
10 years later.
10 years after. I don't know why I said a month.
I know.
It definitely won't be a month.
I have videos.
It's August.
Yeah, I
Right
got
now,
episodes to edit also. I got that Fantastic Four one, Flash.
Man, so many.
I know. So
With
many
work.
good ones too.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that Fantastic
I
Four
know.
one. I dream about it.
I frequently think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we should do another Fantastic Four book.
We should do all of them.
Yeah. We should do the new Fantastic Four, where the Hulk, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Spider-Man become the Fantastic Four.
That sounds bad.
It was. it was, but it made a lot of money to the point where there's a new series coming out monthly or bi-weekly called The New Fantastic Four, starring Hulk, who's Gray Hulk, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and Spider-Man. The gang's all back. Yeah.
Oh, brother.
We'll talk about that one day.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something.
I'm into it. I'll read it.
Yeah.
I'll let you read it to me.
Tuck you in.
Yeah. Read me a bedtime story. Well, thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed. If you like us, check us out on something. What can they check us out on?
I'm in YouTube and hopefully Spotify.
YouTube and Spotify right now, but if they're listening to this, they're probably on one of those.
Probably, yeah.
Check out Vinny's TikTok. What's your TikTok? Vinny?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's off the shelf, actually. Bean off the shelf.
Bean off the shelf.
Yeah.
BAN off the shelf. Any spaces in there?
I'm looking it up right now.
What a guy! You don't even know.
It's Bean _ off the shelf, no spaces.
Awesome.
Except for that underscore, but it's not a space.
Go follow him for hot takes.
There's some hot takes.
Yes. You fill up my For You page.
I know.
I don't use TikTok.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah.
They're like,
It's
Vinny,
great.
I'm tired of seeing
No,
you.
I'm not tired. I get the reverse tired.
Yeah.
I get energized by seeing you.
I post weekly updates on new comics that come out that I buy. I don't buy all of them because I don't care, but
Who's got the time? Who's got the money?
Not me.
Definitely not.
I'm working 12 jobs and I don't get any sleep.
Why don't you cry about it?
I do.
Okay.
And I wipe. That's why I buy the comics. I wipe them with. I wipe my tears
you wipe
with
your
them.
tears with them.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
Of course.
Of course. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time when we steal Hulk Hogan's mustache.
Oh yeah.
Finally.